Today we're talking about asthma and diet. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the show. You know we love to laugh around here, but we also love to take care of ourselves. And that's what we're diving into today, taking care of our health. Specifically, we're going to be talking about asthma. It's something that affects so many people, and it can be really tough to manage sometimes. But did you know that something as simple as your diet can make a world of difference? It's true. What you eat can actually have a big impact on your asthma symptoms. Today, we're going to talk about foods you should avoid if you have asthma. That's right, some foods can actually trigger asthma symptoms. Can you believe it? But don't worry, we're going to break it all down for you with some fun facts and maybe a few jokes along the way. Stick around. First up on our list of foods to watch out for if you have asthma is dairy. Now I know what you're thinking. Cheese? Milk? Ice cream? Say it ain't so. But unfortunately, it's true. Dairy products can be a bit sneaky. They can actually increase mucus production in some people, and that can lead to, you guessed it, more asthma symptoms. Now I'm not saying you have to give up dairy entirely, but it's definitely something to be mindful of. You might want to try cutting back on dairy for a little while and see if you notice a difference in your symptoms. And hey, if you do decide to ditch the dairy, there are so many amazing plant-based alternatives out there these days. Almond milk, soy milk, oat milk, you name it. They've got it all. Next up, we're putting processed foods under the microscope. Now, I'm not talking about a little bit of bread here and there. I'm talking about those super processed foods that are loaded with additives, preservatives, and things you can't even pronounce. You know the ones I'm talking about, right? The ones that come in those shiny packages and have a shelf life of like 1,000,000 years? Yeah, those guys. They're not our friends. See, those processed foods often contain ingredients that can trigger inflammation in the body. And inflammation, as you might have guessed, can make asthma symptoms worse. So what's the solution? Keep it real. Stick to fresh, whole foods as much as possible. Fruits, veggies, lean proteins. Those are the real superheroes of the food world. Chapter 3. Salt. A little dash or a big problem. Okay, let's talk about salt for a second. Now, I love a salty snack as much as the next person, but when it comes to asthma, too much salt can be a bit of a party pooper. Here's the deal. When you eat a lot of salt, it can actually lead to inflammation in your airways. And you know what that means? Hello, asthma symptoms. Now, I'm not saying you have to give up salt altogether, but it's a good idea to be mindful of how much you're consuming. Try to avoid those super salty processed foods and snacks, and be sure to season your food in moderation. Chapter 4. Fried foods. Delicious, but deadly? All right. Next up on our list of foods to be mindful of if you have asthma is fried foods. I know. It hurts me to say it too. But the truth is, fried foods can be tough on your body, especially if you have asthma. They're often cooked in unhealthy oils that can contribute to inflammation. And we already know that inflammation is not our friend when it comes to asthma. So, what's the alternative? Well, instead of frying your food, try baking it, grilling it, or even air frying it. There are so many delicious and healthy ways to cook your favorite foods without all that extra grease. Chapter 5. Preservatives, more than meets the eye. Last but not least, we need to talk about preservatives. Now, I'm not talking about the kind of preserving you do when you make jam. I'm talking about those chemical preservatives that are added to a lot of processed foods to make them last longer. The problem with these preservatives is that they can actually trigger asthma symptoms in some people. One of the biggest culprits is sulfites, which are commonly found in things like dried fruit, wine, and some processed meats. So what's the best way to avoid these sneaky preservatives? Read your labels. That's right. Get into the habit of checking the ingredient list before you buy something. If you see any long, complicated words that you can't pronounce, there's a good chance it's a preservative. Outro. That's all for today. Well, folks, there you have it. 5 types of foods that you might want to be mindful of if you have asthma. By avoiding these foods, you can help manage your asthma symptoms more effectively. And who knows, you might even discover some new favorite healthy foods in the process. Remember, this is just general information, and it's always a good idea to talk to your doctor about what's right for you. But I hope this video has been helpful. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. And be sure to let me know in the comments down below what other health topics you'd like me to cover in future videos. Thanks for watching, and take care of your health.